I've got the looks and the charm of an old movie star. Cary Grant, if you will, so I find it bizarre that this girl should refuse to step into my car. She must be shy, she'll come around, it's just a matter of time. Aurora, Aurora.
Hey there, Screen Beans, and welcome to Screen Snark, the podcast that celebrates all of the shows that are in our eyes, on our minds, and in our hearts. I am Rachel Quirky Shank.
And I am Matt A.K. Stormageddon.
I had nothing.
You didn't have an extra superlative?
I didn't. No, I have the Rona.
Thankfully, we're doing this remote, y'all.
Yeah,
you can't get me
totally,
sick through the microphones.
No, I have isolated for a few days, so I got that weird energy.
Yeah,
you may get to enjoy the weird energy because I've not talked to a lot of people this week.
We also have been on break for like a month, so
we also, I had to get my my wrestling representative Charles Stunning ready for big fight.
So we took a little break.
Had. So yeah, it was a lot of work. Really proud of how Charles progressed.
Right. Yes, Charles,
the
person who's totally not you
in the ring, who's 100% not me.
Because you can't wrestle.
I am legally not allowed to wrestle.
It's true.
I am forbidden from it. I can learn how to do it, but I can never ever.
That's why you represent Charles Stunning, a completely separate person.
Who also trains
right
at the very same institution that I do.
At the same time.
Yeah, but gets to wrestle.
Right.
Because they did a good job.
I wonder if our audience will ever get tired of our bits, because I never will.
Yell at a bird!
Yell at a bird. All right, enough nonsense. I want to introduce our incredible guest. We are joined by the one and only Tatum. Tatum, thank you for joining us.
Hello. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for being here.
Tatum is a very good friend and an awesome human within the PR space of video games. Perhaps you've heard of them. We will.
What?
What's a video game? It's like a bird.
I've been trapped indoors what's a video game?
Right. It's not like you don't have it.
What are games?
You know, a more appropriate question would be, what is PR? Because you would be surprised the number of people in the world that do not know what those letters stand for. It's concerning, almost.
Oh, my God. But we're so excited to have you here. We are going to talk about...
That's wild.
It's really wild.
I've just known what that is for so long.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I'm married to a person who acts from time to time, so I've known that word for ages, and even before that. But yeah, that is, the more I think about it, very concerning. But then again, also... But also, not like, that surprising.
Isn't being creative more and more of a niche every single day?
Oh God, panic.
We're dealing in the niche of wanting to entertain people.
We are going to talk with Tatum more about their awesome PR career, cool video game stuff, and more. But before we do any of that, as always, in case you've forgotten, because it's been a month, we are going to talk about the most recent things we've watched, and I will go first, as always. And I have brought something video game related, actually.
Hooray!
It's not Pokemon Concierge, which was the other video game thing I watched that was great. 4 episodes of incredible claymation Pokemon goodness that if you have not
those
seen,
look delicious.
Yeah, it's on Netflix.
Watch.
So that gets like an honorable mention. But I did stupidly instead watch. I don't know, stupidly, because I enjoyed it. Afterwards, I did finally watch the Five Nights at Freddy's movie. And like a brief history. Yeah. So a brief history.
You did?
I did.
You sure?
I didn't hate it, honestly. But also, I don't hate Five Nights at Freddy's. So I, like many, I'm a fan of Matt Pat and game theory, and I, like many, also really found out about Five Nights at Freddy's from either Markiplier or Matt Pat or a few other like streamers or YouTubers who like really champion that game.
Jacksepticeye.
Jack also, yes. And so I
see you, Jack. unless you stink, and then I don't. What happened to Jacksepticeye? Somebody look it up for me.
I mean,
I can neither confirm nor deny my current support of Jacksepticeye at this time.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
But I will say, did enjoy the occasional Jacksepticeye in my day.
But I did really like the stupid, ridiculous lore that went into all of those games, and there's been like 18 of them now. And so when I found out they were making a movie, I was like, I just want to see the giant animatronics kill people, and they sure do that.
for
And
like
honestly,
15 minutes.
for like, yeah,
Don't
I
do
know
that.
it's really like the shortest part of the movie, and it's kind of a bummer. But like, I had fun with it. Was it a good movie? Jury's still out. Was it a good horror movie? Even less likely. But did I have fun with this stupid movie? You bet your ass I did.
Yeah.
It's based on the first game. They've taken some stuff from the other parts of the games, and then kind of made it its own thing, which honestly I prefer. If we're going to make a adaptation of something, it running its own path is actually more entertaining for me. The animatronics looked incredible, absolutely terrifying at times, because I also am actually afraid of animatronics. I cried at my Chuck E. Cheese birthday when I was like 6. So like,
Aww.
yeah, Showtime started
Yeah.
and I wasn't having it. I was
Nope.
terrified, hid under the table. But I really enjoy this. I don't know. I also I like Josh Hutcherson. I've seen him, of course, in a ton of stuff, and like Matthew Lillard playing.
Wait.
Yes.
Peter Millar?
Yep. Correct. Lead in this movie.
Oh, I'm not saying there's some foreshadowing going on here, but there might be some foreshadowing going on here, and maybe a connecting theme.
Oh,
Maybe the actor Josh Hutcherson. Watch out. I didn't know he was in that.
Yeah.
I might have to watch that now.
He plays the lead, and then there are mostly relative unknowns playing a lot of the other roles. They look familiar, but like not from anything major that I've seen, other than Matthew Lillard, who plays a career counselor, and then another role later in the film. I don't want to spoil it for those who I guess care, but like Matthew Lillard is Matthew Lillard has embraced schlock in a way that like I love so much. Like he embraces the Shaggy stuff. He loves his role in Wing Commander. Like he's just kind of eats that shit up, and so he was great in this. I don't know. I was entertained by it. It was not a very good horror movie. It wasn't that scary, which for me is fine because I'm a coward. And the animatronics looked awesome, so that's all I needed. But like, was it a great movie with a great script? Probably not. But did that matter? No, because I watched it for $5 at home on my computer.
I want to put out into the universe,
Uh-huh.
just for this to happen someday, for Nick Cage and Matthew Lillard to be in a movie together, so that
Yes.
we get peak schlock.
Yes,
I
I
just
agree.
would love that eventually someday. Please make it happen, universe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And both of them having been in popular animatronic-based horror movies too. So, which like I didn't see Willy's Wonderland, I think it was called, the Nick Cage one, but like I thought I read somewhere that like he doesn't talk because it would have cost them more if he spoke, so they didn't give him a lot of lines or something. I don't know. It's probably not true, but I hear it's a wild film.
It's like the weird version of Keanu and John Wick, where Keanu was like, let's cut a lot of the dumb quips.
Yeah.
I think this will make me cooler.
And
And he was right.
he was correct.
John Wick, baby.
We can have a crossover where it's Freddy versus Willy.
Exactly.
Let them fight.
Let
Yeah,
the
exactly.
animatronics fight.
Yeah, I mean, I'm down for it. Let's go.
That actually rules.
Yeah.
Take that.
But yeah, it was, I think, a very entertaining movie. I think if I took this, first of all, those who take Five Nights at Freddy's as a seriously, like I have questions, because like the franchise itself is pretty goofy, scary, but mostly based on jump scares, and also is about children possessing animatronics that then take revenge by killing people. Like,
Yeah, it's a jump scare rage game.
Yeah.
Like it's the one from all others that sprung forth.
Correct.
Like this is the progenitor of this, where
to your Ben
you're
B's.
frustrated because it's really hard.
yeah,
And then for your efforts, you get jump scared.
yeah.
You didn't do a good job. You get jump scared. Let me torture myself.
Exactly.
Delicious.
Uh,
Hilarity.
There were a couple of good jump scares. Most of it was just trying really hard to like be like the game, which like was fun to see on the big screen, but again doesn't make for a very scary movie.
It also makes it difficult to stretch one's like cinematic imagination. You know, there are some things you can buy into because yes, it's a movie, but then you have to put a protagonist in a room where you can't close the door or have the monitors on at the same, and there's for some reason there's 2 doors to this tiny room. What are we doing?
Yeah, the recreation of like the restaurant and the security room and stuff, all of it
Yeah.
was done really well. Like it felt very reminiscent of the games, but obviously there had to be more of a plot than you're in one room for 5 nights. Although he is mostly at the restaurant for 5 nights, I think. So like they accomplished that.
Does he go home in between?
He does.
He does.
I love that. Frankly, I love that he's just like, hey guys,
He has there's
I have this new job. It's gonna blow your mind.
the narrative, the loose narrative is that the main character Mike, played by Josh, can't hold a job, is taking care of his little sister. His parents are gone, and his aunt wants to take custody away from him because he seems like a burnout, but he's not really. He's just struggling with stuff, and like that's like the start. And then he gets a job. He gets offered a job when there's nothing left to go work at this closed restaurant, and then
You could
rest
say
ensues.
he volunteers as tribute.
Oh my God, Rachel, you're fired.
What? Yeah, I'll see myself out.
But yeah, so I mean, ultimately, I don't have much else to say about it. There's not a lot to say
To
about this
protect
film.
his little sister.
I mean, yes.
Just say.
I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Good. I'm not being coy
About
about
as
it.
subtle as a Mack truck. Yes.
Yep.
But yeah, it was. I don't know. I enjoyed it. I if there's a sequel, I'll watch it. Like, and I think Matthew Lillard said somewhere in an interview that he's got a 3-picture deal, so we're at least getting a trilogy. Sure, I'll watch more of this stupidity. I just was really impressed by the animatronics and the suits and puppets that they used. Looked like they stepped out of the video game, mostly because also the animatronics in the video game are very like geometric, like very shape based. Like they weren't super. It wasn't realism. It wasn't about realism. They were meant to look chunky, and so recreating them in real life isn't that surprising. But yeah, it was fine. It sounds like Tatum, you've seen it.
I have seen it.
Did you also enjoy it, or
Tell us your thoughts.
That is an hour and a half of my life, or 2 hours that I don't remember. I blinked and then it was over, and I was like, oh, that time did pass. I could not tell you a single thing about that movie.
amazing? I mean, to be fair, not that much happens, so that's fair.
That's the point I'm making, is that it is a very uneventful movie for a movie about killer animatronics.
Yeah.
There are a lot of people that talk and say things to each other that are like, hello, I am a character. I have a secret to plant, but I will come back to this in approximately 1 hour whenever the climax of the film is here.
Yeah, that's accurate. I think that, or at least I hope that maybe the second movie will be more murder and animatronics and less narrative setup, since there was so much in this film. But honestly, I have
That
no
seems to be
idea.
like the feedback that I've seen the most from people, is they're like, those bits were the best part. Can we have more of this, please?
Yeah.
Which,
guess we'll
like,
see.
they do have that one scene where, like, there are people, like, trying to break into the restaurant to, like, loot it because they're just looters, and the animatronics eat them.
Yeah.
And that was pretty sick.
And those scenes were pretty dope. Yeah. It's
Yeah,
true.
and if, like, we just had more of that, and then I think we might be onto something here.
Right, exactly. If only there were horror movies where it was like senseless violence and no
If
plot.
only Keanu got his hands on this and went, say less.
Right, exactly.
Loser.
Exactly.
We just need to have Keanu be brought on as a consultant for things, and we're like, what's like the ratio here of words to not words?
You'll be surprised how many words you'll lose.
Yeah, totally.
You know what? I trust him. I trust
Yeah,
him.
me too.
Me too.
I do.
I would trust Keanu with just about anything.
Yeah. I know I shouldn't, but
But you do.
I know he has no idea who I am, but I do.
It's okay. He'd probably still be nice to you. It seems that's the
Probably.
case.
Yeah. it's
Hard to
like-
know, but it seems like
He's
it.
just a guy doing his job, and we applaud that he is doing his job very well.
Yes, it's true. It's true.
I hope I never meet him. I would not be okay.
Yeah, I mean that's fair. Legit.
Frankly, I would not be well.
That's me. That's me with Anna Kendrick. Don't put me in a room.
I don't know.
with that woman. I will be
Yeah.
not normal about it.
I will do my best, but it will be very difficult.
Yeah.
Matt,
Yes.
if you had to sum up Five Nights at Freddy's, the movie, in just 3 words, and you cannot use Five Nights nor Freddy's, also the movie. I'm going to add that in there too. How would you describe this film?
Silly animatronic fun.
Silly animatronic fun.
So yeah, that's my thoughts on the Five Nights at Freddy's movie. Like, it's goofy. If you want to mindlessly watch a thing, as me and Tatum have alluded to, then like it's a thing that exists. But
It is a movie that would probably make a very good drinking game.
yes, absolutely. That's
Ooh,
true. There's a
love
lot
that.
of tropes. Lots of tropes in that film.
Yeah.
But now we should move on to my incredible co-host, Rachel. What is the most recent thing you have watched, and how is it related to my movie, since you were insinuating?
You know, it just so happens that when one is at home for many days in a row, isolating, because we are still living through a pandemic. Sometimes you like to dip into the well of dystopian societies.
Oh, sure, of course. Makes total
Sometimes
sense.
you like, I know we all collectively lived through 2 years of it, but it honestly still is pretty hard to go, I'm not around anybody because this is awful for everyone, you know. It's nice to go back to some nostalgia, some apocalypses, some references to revolution in the form of the YA tetralogy?
Yes, I believe
Because there's
that's
4
correct.
of them,
Yes.
because they split 3 into Why Would You Do This to Me movies. The tetralogy of the Hunger Games franchise.
Amazing. Not
I
planned.
honestly not planned, because it started because I watched Twilight. I was just dipping in the well
Sure.
of YA.
Why not?
Hey, everyone who listens to this and my friends know that I go through phases of certain genres. And while I'm in isolation and while I'm in recovery, I'm fleeing to the past of YA adaptations. I watched the first Twilight movie and went, you know what? That's all I really need of this.
That's
It
fair.
gets really fucking weird after this. You know what? This ends real nice. They're dancing at prom. Maybe she'll become a vampire. Maybe they won't have some weird half human, half vampire hybrid baby situation that a grown man falls in love with. You know, maybe we can skip
Oh
that.
my
I'll just stop
God.
at the prom. I'll stop at the prom. It's cool. But then I was like, I'm still hungry for some YA. What else was there? Nothing but the Hunger Games, baby.
And so which film did you watch most recently?
I watched all 4 of them as a thing. So obviously the last one
Okay.
would be the last one I watched. But I feel it's only fair to talk about them as like
a
the
whole entity.
experience.
That's fair.
The entity, a nice binge.
It's not the first
Of-
time you've brought a whole trilogy as your movie.
No,
so
no.
We break our own rules all the time.
Yeah.
Well, now
and
it's a petrology now, isn't it?
Oh, right, because didn't they
I
have
guess
like
it is a petrology.
was there,
yeah,
was
but
a prequel or something?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a prequel.
Yeah, I didn't watch that. And I honestly didn't even watch the Hunger Games with that in mind. Maybe like a subconscious, but I wanted to go to Twilight first, so I don't think that's the case. Twilight only having one good movie is why I watched all of the Hunger Games. There we are. But I gotta say, it still holds up.
Okay.
It's still a really good film series. It definitely does not have enough in that last book to warrant
No.
2 movies. Those 2 movies feel like years. They feel like the first one, breezing through. Here we are. We're in the Capitol. Here we go. Games have started. Bye, Rue. Let's go. Berries.
Yeah.
We've done it. Hunger Games. Nailed it. And it's so fun to watch, and the way they play with sound, like when the tributes first hit the cornucopia for the beginning of all the sound just goes out and you just see the soundless violence. It's so cool because it's explaining that fear response where nothing matters, you're just you're so focused, sound goes away, but also for us as the audience to just live with the literal implication of a government that murders 23 of its children every single year in blood sport. Because these are just little babies. And I feel like the older I get watching the Hunger Games, the more awful that is going to feel.
Probably.
Like the more terrifying, where it's just like, this is babies.
Yeah.
This little babies. You give them knives and say, go stab each other.
It's a wild setting to put a romance triangle into for a YA
Yes,
novel.
that too.
Yeah.
It's
Oh, yeah.
the whiplash shit on that.
I appreciate how it is very important in like the YA genre, but how much this like plays against that idea where Katniss is
Right.
constantly like, I can't think about that right now.
I'm
like
too busy.
What the fuck is my brain doing? I have to find bread.
Was that
Like what?
was the love triangle?
What is happening?
It was Josh Hutcherson,
Yep.
Jennifer
Five Nights at
Lawrence,
Freddy's,
Jennifer
Jennifer
Lawrence,
Lawrence.
and then Liam Hemsworth, right?
Yes.
Thor's brother.
Yeah,
yes.
okay, I thought so. I thought I
Yeah,
remember
yeah,
correctly.
yeah.
Because I've seen the first
And-
two. I never saw the third movie that was broken into two movies.
I mean, it's a really great, interesting like elevation of like going from just like a kid who wants to save her sister to like face of an entire like global revolution of like all the remaining people on this like continent just being like, fuck the government. Some little girl put flowers around another little girl and now we're here. But it's also really interesting to like see that like escalation and like even when you think about it with like of like a larger mind, like the nation of Panem was hungry for a revolution and they needed that thing to spark it, and it just happened to be this little girl, you know. And it just so like happened that like they could use her at the opportune political time. You know, it's really interesting to think about that from like an adult perspective, and also from, I like that I'm watching this from an adult perspective, from the oldest perspective that I currently am, given like the life experience I have and distance from being a teenager, but still being able to empathize with a teenage experience. Still feels very teenagery to be like, of course he doesn't like me. We have to pretend to survive. This is all for the cameras, right? Why would he even like, I needed bread once. Why would he like me? Oh, but I have to go shoot someone with an arrow now. Bye. Dear Diary. It's really great. The first one is a banger. I think the second one also rules.
The second one is great.
And I think the third one would have been really great if we didn't have to like fill so much time between events. Like we're just doing a lot of sitting and chilling our heels. Like the first two like moved at a clip. We're going. Like it's great. It's disorienting. It's very good to feel that way. And maybe you could say like these long absences between like action set pieces for a very long time also can sort of, you know, imitate the feeling of like anxiety and waiting when you're like, okay, we're this is a slow war, we're doing little things here and there. But I don't know, it's definitely broken into two pieces because Harry Potter did it.
Yeah,
And Harry Potter made like $1 billion. Like it was in the fashion. But I do think it doesn't serve the story to have it be so long, especially watching them in succession and going like, oh, this one was really well paced, this one was really well paced, this one is paced like a washing machine. This one is just like watching a washing machine just like go, and you're just like, I really think it would have helped with like setting up the big twist at the end, you know. And I don't want to like spoil it here because people haven't seen it, but the big reveal of like, oh, who done the what thing. I don't know, because we take so much time with certain characters, like you kind of see it from a million miles away. And I think if the movie moved faster and didn't linger so much on those feelings, you could maybe have twisted it a little more. But it takes forever to get there. So I don't know. Somebody edit the two Mockingjay movies into one, and I bet it would be
sure
like,
someone has done that on the internet.
I bet it would be like iconic. But I love them. The soundtracks are amazing. The CG is still pretty good. The one lights that turn you into cubes in the last movie is fucking wild.
I don't even think I know what that is.
I don't
The
remember
stuff-
that at all.
Oh my gosh, they like, so Natalie Dormer and the film crew Which is also so funny to watch this movie and go like, oh, that's Marjorie Tyrell and that's Foggy Wilson from Daredevil. Just hanging out in the Hunger Games. Who cares? They're doing it. You get it. You get it. Jack Quaid, a baby Jack Quaid. Are you kidding me? He's so baby. In this one, he's so baby. I couldn't believe it. I was losing my marbles. He's one of the tributes in the first Hunger Games. He is a baby. There he is, though. I got very Southern with that. I don't know why. But yeah, it's so fun to look at the like elaborate traps and ideas that Collins concocted in this book series, like weird genetic mutations, tar pits, and like chain. It's crazy. They're just balls to the wall. Like, how is this for young adults? These traps are nuts. They mutate the dog children to sound like the children who all died. Like, what are we doing?
I don't even remember that.
It's on the last day of the first Hunger Games. The game masters send out these mutations.
Oh, right, yeah.
That have like the eyes and the voices and the relative sizes of the other tributes that are dead now. Jeez Louise, that's crazy.
Those books got some ideas.
Yeah, it rules though. And like the little ways that the seeds of revolution even live within the Hunger Games. Like I've also been watching a ton of video essays on this now. Because I'm just like, I really want to keep living in this because it was such a fun experience. The idea that when Rue and Katniss blow up the cornucopia, they are mimicking in microcosm a great revolutionary tactic. Like the careers are sitting on the corner and all the supplies that everybody needs, and that's why they have the power. How do you, a 12-year-old girl and a 16-year-old girl, take that down? Destroy the food supply. Destroy the thing that gives them access to power that keeps them strong. It's this video essays. I'll try and find them and I'll tweet them out. I'll really thank them. They only have like 653 subscribers, but their essay on this, so good. They build little paper models and put it on a table. It's precious as hell. Meredith something. I'll try and find it. But yeah, it's just a really smart YA book. And I don't like to make the distinction like, oh, this YA book is smart. It treats its readers like it's smart. And therefore the movie gets to treat its audience like it's smart. You know, I loved it. I thought it was a great way to spend some hours of isolation. Bravo, y'all. You did it. Also, big shout out to Stanley Tucci as the wild Tonight Show host guy. Caesar Flickerman. Every time I watch that performance, I'm like, put this shit on his Mount Rushmore. He is so that like fucking laugh when the cameras come on. He'd done
that in Captain America So Close Together, and they're both such kooky performances. They're very good.
So good. Just so good, Stanley Tucci. Also, just I know it's like child murder that's happening before us, but him doing commentary over it.
Chef's kiss.
Iconic. Was like, oh, look at those. Tracker Jackers. What's going to happen next? And I'm just like, I'd live for this color commentary. I wouldn't rebel. For this commentary, I get why they got 75 freaking Hunger Games under their belts.
Oh, God.
It's so good. It's so good. It's inspired. It's great.
Well, Rachel.
Shorten the second two, please. For the love of everything. Give that a fix. Poor baby.
If you had to sum up The Hunger Games, the entire, what did we say? Trilogy? What word? Tetralogy. Whatever. Those first four movies, since there's a fifth one. If you had to sum up the first four movies of The Hunger Games in just 3 words, and you couldn't use the 3 words The Hunger Games, and those other subtitles as well, what 3 words would you choose?
Oh, I thought I had it, but now I've been thinking about it.
I believe in you.
Thank you. I try my best to sum things up in 3 mere words. A Herculean task.
It's very
indeed.
difficult, obviously.
It is actually really tough. Try doing it. It's a fun exercise. Violent, revolutionary, and this is hyphenate, comfort food.
Okay, I'll allow it.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I have no power here, but I'll allow it.
Yeah.
Excellent. Well, I'll have to revisit them. I sort of remember what happens, and I know what happens in the first one. I don't remember the second one at all.
The first one's a real bop.
Yeah.
It's hard to forget that. I
don't remember the second one at all, and the third one
I think the second one's the best. That one.
The second one rules.
It's got some stuff.
Yeah. But that first one is just just a really clean movie. It doesn't. I feel like everything happens in the way it needs to. Maybe you can make the train ride portion a little shorter, but I feel like you kind of need to establish the pieces of the relationship between Hamish, the tributes, and Effie as they go forward. So I don't mind them taking a little bit more time on it than maybe would have happened if it were a standalone movie, because their bond becomes so important as it goes forward. There are times where Katniss won't do something until she's talked to Hamish, or Hamish changes her mind. They just have that little gold team is just important.
Well, that was amazing. Now it's time to give our honored
I
guest.
just have had nothing to do but think about the Hunger Games and marinate on it
Your
for
own
days.
personal Hunger Games.
Your own personal Hunger Games, right? It's
Yes,
the same
I will.
thing.
I will let my cat win. Frankly,
Yeah, that's true.
He can eat me. It's cool. I don't. He's more important than I am
Well,
to me.
now it's time for our incredible guest, Tatum. What is the most recent thing that you have watched that you've brought today to talk about?
So it's tough because I did just go see Mean Girls in theaters, the musical.
Ooh.
I had a lot of fun with that. And
I'm so
but
curious.
I really think I want to talk more about Mrs. Davis, the Peacock original from last year that I only just watched, because I think it is the most slept on piece of media of 2023.
Ooh,
I don't even know if
wow.
I'm familiar with this. What's this one about?
The setup for Mrs. Davis is humanity has created an algorithm, and that algorithm has fixed everything. There's no more war. There's no more famine. As long as you just do exactly what the algorithm tells you to do, everything works out perfect. And society, everyone has a job. Everything is perfect. But the main character, a nun, blames the algorithm for the death of her father and hates it. But the algorithm is constantly trying to get in contact with her for something. She's like, I don't care what it is. Doesn't matter to me.
The algorithm. I see where we're going.
And eventually the algorithm does make contact with her and sends her on a mission to find the Holy Grail.
Oh, shit.
Oh, damn.
I love
And
this.
it just spirals out of control. It is the most... I thought by episode 2, I was like, I've clocked this. I can see exactly where this is going. This character is going to have this twist, and we're going to end up here. And I'm just wrong on every turn. It is just impossible to predict where it goes. But it is also one of the most, fun and genuinely, funny shows that I've watched in a long time. It is so well written. It is so much fun. It knows a good bit. There's a bit where she meets a person that's a part of a rebellion that's rebelling against the algorithm, and they're trying to take it down. And every time he takes a phone call, he snaps a flip phone in half every single time. And it's just so funny.
That's amazing.
They never bring attention to it, but just every time he breaks it, I'm like, this is my favorite bit. They just have so many little things like that, and it's just so funny.
That sounds charming.
It doesn't take itself seriously at all. It has so much fun with itself. I just cannot emphasize enough on how buck wild it goes. And it has a lot to say about a lot of things. Obviously it has something to say about modern technology, with algorithms and whatnot. It has a lot to say about religion and religion's relationship with technology. It has a lot to say about marketing and the actual messaging of tech, and it has a lot of great bits that are specifically evolve around just marketing in general. It's great. It's so good. I can't say more good things about it. I was just blown away by how good it was and how I didn't hear about it until I found it for myself because no one was talking about it. So that is my biggest recommendation of 2023 was Mrs. Davis on Peacock. 8 episodes. It's tight. It's short. It doesn't overstay its welcome. It's wonderful. I love it. And the cast is immaculate.
That's awesome. It's
Hell
so
yeah.
funny. Like, this just further proves the thing we complain about all the time, that there's too much stuff to
Too
watch.
much consumable media.
Yeah.
But this sounds awesome. And you said it's 8 episodes. It's a miniseries.
I mean, is that what we call a miniseries
I
now?
mean, I
That
guess, or a season, whatever. But
it makes me
yeah.
want to crumble into dust. That felt like a full show to me.
Yeah,
Like it was
that's awesome.
It's got its setup, it's got its climax, and it's got a definitive end. Like it
And
is.
it's a comedy, right?
It's clean. It's an action comedy.
Action comedy. Oh, I love a good action comedy.
I just imagine this very serious trauma where somebody snaps a flip phone in half every time they take a call. Imagine them doing that shit on like Downton Abbey.
It's so funny.
I mean, they didn't have Rachel. They didn't have phones then, so they couldn't have done it in Downton Abbey.
didn't they have like rotary phones?
I mean,
Didn't
I
they?
guess.
I don't-
I mean, you just take that and you just rip the rotary phone
insert
off
it,
the
like-
wall.
Yeah,
every time.
just like Lady Downton just rips all her letters in half as soon as she's done reading them, I guess. is the
That's really
equivalent.
good.
She just goes just every time and then just flicks them and it's like, now back to the Titanic scene, King. What will we do?
Amazing. How did you hear about this show? Did you
So,
just find it on your own?
I saw a trailer for it a while back, and I was like, "Oh, that looks very good. I want to watch that." And then I never heard that it came out because it was not marketed at all. Or I'm sure it was, but just not to a great extent. I did see it was nominated for an Emmy. I don't know if it won anything. I really wish it won something for its writing, but it I don't know. But I want it to win every award ever because I loved it so much.
Aw.
It's amazing. Well, Tatum, if you had to sum up all of Mrs. Davis in just 3 words, and you couldn't use the words Mrs. or Davis, what 3 words would you choose?
I want to represent this show appropriately without spoiling anything. So this is very difficult.
It's hard, see? Told you.
I want to say whimsical.
Ooh, I love that word.
It is adventurous. And it is actually funny.
Whimsical.
I'm gonna hyphenate.
Yeah,
that last word.
hyphenate the last one. It's
There you
actually
go.
funny.
Yeah.
Hey, we're doing it.
We're doing it.
We're doing hyphenates now.
Yeah, exactly. We're a hyphenates podcast. now.
2024 is the year of hyphenates.
Exactly.
Actually, funny.
I always be saying that.
Yeah.
Always, constantly.
We're just constantly combining words together to shorten our language. We're just evolving.
It's true.
Exactly. It's true. Awesome.
LOL.
Well, I've added that to my short list of stuff to check out.
Please
Yeah.
tell me what you
because
think of
You've
it.
really sold it. I think I also went through the same thing where I saw like one thing because when you were like it's about a nun, I was like
As soon as
oh,
you
wait.
see like the promo
And
images,
the Holy Grail,
Yeah.
it's like oh yeah no
it's
it
like got a
really,
nun
like,
on a horse with a sword. Like,
Oh, yes, I've seen that. Yeah.
see, exactly.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Yeah.
you've seen it, but you just didn't know what came out.
Yeah.
it just didn't like fall into like the Instagram Temu
Yeah.
algorithm where it's like
Exactly.
do this,
Or TikTok.
buy this, look at this.
The
It's us,
show,
Temu.
the show with
Look at
commentary on
us.
algorithms that doesn't get promoted by the algorithm is like, I don't know. There's something kind of perfect about
What's
that.
the algorithm
Right.
trying to hide from us?
Right, exactly. It's hiding things.
What's the algorithm trying to bury?
good media.
Good
Yeah.
media.
Actually, yeah.
Well, now we will get to chat with Tatum about all the cool stuff you do, particularly that you work on the PR team for Digital Extremes.
I do.
They make most famously Warframe, which is an incredible online game, a live service game that you play as a badass with a variety of weaponry. And you're like, I'll admit, I played like 30 hours of that game and have no idea what the story was, but I enjoyed every second of it because it was cool as heck. It's one of the most stylish games I think I've ever seen ever. Like just the design of everything's really sleek. We've been working in PR for quite a bit, and I guess to start, like, how did you get involved in PR? Have you? I mean, obviously, I can safely assume you grew up playing video games.
I mean, yeah, I knew I wanted to work in the games industry in some capacity. And whenever I was in college, I had a big identity crisis on what do I want to do with my life.
Sounds about right.
And I switched majors multiple times. And I was really struggling in college because I was really unsure of what I wanted to do. So I started to fail. And after talking with my friend who was a guidance counselor, she was like, you can, like, this thing that because I was working at GameStop at the time as like my part-time job, and she was like, there's like a way to take this into like another level. Like you can do messaging for games and things. Like, have you considered PR? And I'm like, not really, but I could see myself doing that. So then I just kind of started exploring what that looked like, and got more info at my university's PR program, which I graduated from University of North Texas, which is one of the only PR programs that is actually based in the School of Journalism through their field. So you actually learn how to be a journalist before you learn how to be a PR person.
Oh, wow, that's really interesting.
Which I feel like was so beneficial for me.
Yeah.
Because you like get to know the other side that you're like sending the message to.
Exactly.
Almost.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
That's so smart. I love holistic university where it's like, hi, you're going to be in this industry. Here's everything about this industry. Like, I think everyone should have a multidisciplinary education in something.
Absolutely.
It's really appreciative to be an actor who was also like making costumes and like doing like mock set design. Like everything that we could try in the space, we were allowed to and encouraged to, enforced to. I'd spend 80 hours in the shop every time I was in a play, either building sets or making costumes.
Yeah.
It was great. Do this more, universities.
Look,
not just the northern and the southern ones, because I went to the University of Southern Indiana.
I bet they would if they had more funding.
Yeah, we should. Hey, here we go. Maybe we should fund education.
I don't know. That seems like a crazy idea to me.
Yeah, I can't
Maybe
imagine.
that would be. It could be really important. Oh wait. Oh. I'm sorry. I'm getting word from above that we live in capitalism. And no one should be able to do things. They just gotta work.
Mm-hmm.
You just gotta make money for the 7 people with super yachts. Sorry. Never mind. Brianna said anything.
I'm curious, like, because you when we met, you were working for a broader PR company that just like supported a ton of really cool games across the board.
Yeah.
And now you're working for an internal PR team within Digital Extremes, focusing on one game. Do you find that more challenging, less challenging than like having the kind of scattershot?
So I've met a lot of PR people now, because I've been officially technically doing games PR for about 4 or 5 years now.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people feel differently, which is one of the cool things I feel like about PR, is that there's a lot of ways you can approach it. And to address the question that I brought to the table earlier, PR stands for public relations.
Yes.
For the people that may not know that. And it is, and people are saying, isn't it the same thing as marketing? And like, it is and it isn't. And so I always differentiate the two, that PR, you are talking to press, and marketing, you are talking to the consumer. And those are like your designated audiences. But in regards to like working for a firm or working internally on a team, like what's the difference? And a lot of people, I know someone that left working an internal team to go work for a firm because they like that environment more. They like the variety. They liked how it wasn't always the same project all the time, and it was always something new. And some people love that fast-paced environment. But then there are like boutique firms that don't have a fast-paced environment and are very selective about how they pick their clients. And you do work on a singular project or 3, for a designated amount of time, and it's not like a rapid fire. So it really just depends. Me personally, I think I'm very much more suited for an internal team environment. Because in the time that I've worked for a firm, I shipped, probably 20 something games, but I have found more, like, I feel more fulfilled whenever I get to be more invested on a singular project and kind of like see its rises and falls over time. Especially in working on something like a live service game, which is the first time I've really done something of the scale at Digital Extremes. It's been a really interesting experience to like see the approach to doing something like that as opposed to like an indie game that you are just hoping will crack like 10K copies sold.
Yeah, I mean, I have to imagine also working on one game for one company allows you to really get to know the game way better than you would with just having a game for X amount of short time. You get to kind of live in what this game is, what it offers, and like really like curate really focused language on how you sell this game, right? Because you know the game so much better.
I mean, that's where a lot of my free time goes. Like whenever there's like downtime and I'm not working on something actively, a lot of it is just like I'm going back into the game. I'm trying to learn more. I'm trying to get familiar with how do people talk about it when they're in it? How do people talk about it when they're outside of it? What is like, is it a game with a lot of proper nouns? Like start digging through that wiki and learn what those proper nouns are, because like they will come back up. So it's like very slowly digesting the biggest meal of your life. So something like Warframe that's like been around for 10 years now.
Yeah,
like,
I can't believe it's been around that long already. That's crazy. What was one of the most surprising things you learned about Warframe when you joined the team or the game itself? Like there's a cool factoid or a character or like a weapon or a thing that you had no idea existed till you joined the team.
Warframe is like not just a game. It is which is like the most like pure thing I could say, right? But it's like it is like 4 different things in one. Like it is constantly just trying new things and just unabashedly just like seeing what works and just really creating these like offhand just completely unique experiences, and the community lets them know like this worked or it didn't, and then they kind of run with that like as they go for the next one. It's just seeing how dense Warframe is and how much is actually in it, and the fact that it is a 10-year project and it still runs as well as it does. But I also, I'm joining very late in Warframe's lifespan, so I can't speak to every moment of its history, but it's really impressive to see just how many things they've put into that game and how many things they've tried, and just how so much of it is just it exists and it works. Like it's just I'm just very impressed on a technical level. And as a consumer, because the level of customization in that game is unlike anything I've ever seen before. And all the things that I've played, the amount that they just put in the player's hands and go, just do whatever you want. It's wild.
You're no stranger to video games of variety, but I happen to know that you're also obsessed with one other particular video game made by a certain company called Square Enix. So you've been playing Final Fantasy XIV, I know, for a long time. You've shepherded me through some stuff. Like, what is it like to play games for fun while working on video games? Is that a thing you can still do?
I mean, like a part of a way that I've tried to position myself as a PR person is to constantly digest things from a perspective on like, how is this communicated to players? Like, what was this PR campaign like from reveal to launch? Like, that is something that I've always actively done, and tried to just digest that information over time, to just because I feel like it is very valuable to just have a industry sonar almost, just to like see where the hits and the misses happen. But I try to go a little bit deeper in actually getting my hands on the products themselves as often as I can. And I haven't really found a way to separate fun and work stuff like that yet.
Yeah, that sounds familiar.
But I don't know. It's really tough, but like 14 has definitely been a game that has been informative and has been fulfilling to play for as long as it's been around. I've only been playing it since Heaven's Ward.
I mean, only since the second expansion of the entire game that now has like 5 or 6 expansions. So that's a long time.
Yeah, no, it has been a long time, and like seeing that game adapt over time has been really cool. But yeah, it's like, could I ever separate myself from, as a PR person, like seeing what 14 is doing and just like leave it be a comfort thing. It's like, probably not. And I don't think I could even if I wasn't working on another live service game, like I just think that part of my brain is always on, whether it is a single player game, whether it's an indie, whether it's a AAA project. Like but I also just think that is fun because my brain runs on poison.
I mean, you're talking to two people who make multiple art things and still try to consume multiple art things, and so I get it. I hear you.
It's like we work in a creative field, and it's hard to like not enjoy what you do a lot of the time. And if you find joy in like getting into the nitty-gritty parts of PR and marketing for like products, I don't know if that's necessarily a bad thing. It's whenever you start to feel burned out that you're like, okay, now let's set some boundaries, right? And you're the only one that's going to know when you can do that and when you should. So
I do have to, for a moment, although I've done this already on my Instagram, put you publicly on blast for getting me the best birthday gift ever.
What was it? Oh, do tell.
So Tatum came out to New York last October because Tatum's birthday is also in October, like mine and previous guest Kenneth Shepard and Jesse Vitelli and a bunch of us. And so you came out to New York to visit and hang out. And one of the first mornings that we got brunch, you handed me a gift. And I went, but we're not giving gift. We didn't talk about gifts. And you're like, I don't care, here. And gave me this like glass plaque for Carly Rae Jepsen's Emotion with the sound wave on it. And when you scan the QR code, it plays the song Emotion. It just plays the album. It's the coolest thing. Tatum.
That is the coolest thing.
I mean, it also
ever.
Helps that like Tatum and I have gushed about Carly many times and our love of Carly.
Yeah, Carly's the greatest.
But to show up and out of left field give me this incredible gift that required so much thought and paying attention is important. So now I'm going to publicly thank you as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, look,
that rules.
I just like getting people things that make them happy. Just like making people happy, you know.
Like a good person. You're such a good person, Tatum. God damn it. How dare you?
I try. I do.
And a
I do
great
try.
gift giver too.
Yeah, see.
Dang,
So I'm told. I'll take it. I won't deny it.
This has been really great to have you on the show.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us. Before we wrap up and get to our credits and final question, I would love, Tatum, for you to tell folks where you can be found online if you wish to be found.
If you wish that. I love that that's the thing we asked now.
Oh, absolutely.
If you want to. If you'd like to invite that
I mean, Tatum,
set of vampires to your door.
Tatum, like me, is
Our
terminally
listeners are not
online.
vampires.
So
they are very
Yeah,
sweet.
it's true. We never log
Get
off.
a little sweetness from our sweet little screen beans.
But no, I mean, if you want to hear me say words and things, I guess you can follow me on at No Way Tatum on pretty much everything. If you're looking for really deep, insightful things about PR, you're gonna just find shit posts, and
but they're very good shit posts, so it's worth it.
If you say so. The jury is split.
I can attest. Very funny stuff. I went to do my usual bit of it's so easy to follow. I did it. I had already done it because we know each other already. But your pinned tweet.
Look, I'm just trying to be informative. I'm just trying to be informative so people know.
It's true. Gotta spread the knowledge.
Sorry for party rocking, man. Damn, that's good. I got a little tear in my eye from that. So yeah, you should. That's good.
I will instead sign off and say the most important thing: everyone go watch Mrs. Davis, please.
Yes, it's true.
Do it.
Go watch the best TV show of 2023.
Do it.
Hell yeah.
All right. Well, before we let you go, we're going to thank some folks and then ask you our final question. But Rachel, why don't you lead us off in the, thanking portion of the podcast, the gratitude portion.
Yes, our little gratitude journal here at the end of the show. Thank you first and foremost to John Presnell for the use of the song Aurora off the album Fair Game featuring Stefan Rimble. Thank you. Good song. Great jam.
Always
Love
a
you.
bop. Always a bop.
Love you, John.
Also, thank you to the incredible Katie Bug, aka Katie Beastie, who redesigned our logo like a champ and made us look even hotter. Unthinkable, and yet here it is.
And here we are in animated hotness.
I mean, eventually we'll have to stop saying new logo because we've had it a little while, but Just
But it's like the newer.
the new.
We had two.
It's
the new.
New. Sorry, quoting Scott
It's
Pilgrim.
new-ish.
New-ish. Anyway, and then also we should thank the incredible Case Aiken who designs our episode.
No. We
shouldn't.
shouldn't.
Our individual episode art for the show.
He's
Your arch nemesis.
He's a. I have an arch nemesis in Case Aiken, indeed. truly a rivalry for the ages betwixt one Case Aiken and myself.
Right, exactly.
I am incredibly enraged when I think upon his name and the way he has tortured my punctuation for years.
Yes.
All these periods everywhere.
Crime of the
Cursing
century.
my cat, who's a blurry
He did
little
admit to
dot
that
in my
on
backyard.
a recent episode of
He
Men of
did.
Steel. That's true.
And do you see now?
I do see.
Do you see now why I call him Demon?
No. Why don't you?
No.
Why don't you thank our podcast network, Rachel?
I would love to. Thank you so much to the Certain Point of View Podcast Network for continuing to allow us to be part of the group, despite how much Case Aiken and I do not get along, and how much that is very much canon. And not.
Oh no, you brought the
C
C word into this.
and not a big goof. And it's not a big goof.
No, it's not fake at all.
But we got a lot of goofs and a lot of laughs and a lot of guffaws and a lot of knowledge within our little podcast network. So if you'd like to grab some of those tasty little earworm treats of podcasts, you can go to certainpov.com and check out all of our really, really cool shows, of which I'm not going to name anymore because that bit died a long time ago.
It's true. You don't even try anymore.
That's the old. I don't do that one
Not the
anymore.
new.
It's not the new.
And you can also find a permanent invite link to our Discord server where you can engage in conversations about video games, TV, movies, and also
tell me that I am correct in Case Aiken is a demon.
Right, exactly. Absolutely. Because Rachel's always on there chatting constantly.
Always, constantly.
Nonstop.
You'll never not see me there.
Taking the sarcasm bit
never
as far as it can go.
Me.
Also,
Ooh.
the Discord server is in the show notes down below, as well as a permanent link to our Spotify page and our Apple page. After you've rated and reviewed us, you can also follow us at screen_snark on Twitter. I refuse to call it X. Don't believe in dead naming, except for that stupid website. Fuck Elon Musk. And you can also find us we have a Facebook page. We are Screen Snark Pod on Blue Sky, and then we're screensnarkpod@gmail.com. If you want to write us an email, tell us how cool we are.
Yeah. Tell us how hot our cartoon avatars are.
That too.
We'll take it.
We'll take it.
I won't be mad. I won't be mad, actually.
No,
I
no.
agree.
Yeah, it's true.
Growl. But we should release everyone into the wilds of future Panem or past Panem, because it's not the Hunger Games yet, by asking our guest the final question, which I will do. I have teed myself up for this.
Brilliant.
This feels very strange.
But impressive nonetheless.
I'm not used to doing that. Usually you do that. But Tatum, I would love to know, as would Matt, as would our listeners, if you could choose any one trope that has been used in storytelling, in cinema, TV, video games even, that could instantly and magically become true in your life, which trope would you choose?
Whenever I say something, in the corner I need it to say X person approves or X person dislikes that.
So you constantly know how people feel about
it.
The
would
things
make
you're
my
saying.
life so much easier if
That's
I just
good.
got that
Ooh.
immediate feedback.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good one.
That is a good one. I mean, you'd instantly be incredibly anxious if you saw the disproves, but at least the approves would make you very happy.
I think it would. I think the not knowing is what makes me anxious. If I knew,
That's
I'm like,
true. You've
got
all
it.
right, noted.
You're probably
You're like,
right.
You're gonna amend behavior because that. Don't like that.
That's a good
Yep.
one. I like that one. That's smart.
That's great.
Well done.
Yeah.
Well,
Hell yeah.
thank you again, Tatum, for joining us.
Thank you,
This was
Tatum.
Thank you
This
for
is
having
great.
me.
Thank you for letting us into the esoteric and magical world of PR.
Public relations, everybody. That's what those letters stand for.
Definitely.
Educating the masses.
Yeah.
And I, of course, need to thank my pink and purple-haired, brilliant, delightful, and somewhat ridiculous co-host, the one and only Rachel.
Somewhat.
I'm being nice. Rachel
Constantly
Quirky Shank.
ridiculous. Come on.
Very
Always
ridiculous. It's
over
true.
here. I am a conduit for silliness. And I would like to thank my violent, revolutionary comfort food co-host, Matt, aka Stormageddon.
Sure, why not?
Why not?
And we'd like to thank you, our incredible listeners. We love having you here. We will see you at the movies or on a couch somewhere. Bye-bye.
Aurora, 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 Aurora. Metal to magnet, she will be mine. Aurora.
Haha.
Feels like that worked.
Yes, I think it did.
Sure.
I believe in us.
The
I see
problem
my
is
levels.
Zoom's audio suppression actually is better than it used to be. So, like, I don't always hear the claps when we do them anymore.
As long as you
yeah,
hear
no.
your own clap, that's what matters.
I mean, that's
Yeah,
true.
it's
If I don't hear my
trust-
own clap, that's
That's a
bigger
problem. You should
Yeah.
see a
Matt,
doctor.
trust the waves.
Trust the waves.
Trust the waves.
Yeah. Yeah.
Trust the waves. That's it's not there actually for the sound.
Yeah.
It's there for the visual.
Video games are a unique medium.
They can tell stories,
Immerse us in strange, fantastic worlds.
blur the very boundaries of our reality.
But at the end of the day, video games are fun. Whatever fun is to you.
I'm Jeff Moonen,
And I am Matt, a.k.a. Stormageddon.
and on Fun and Games, we talk about the history, trends, and community of video games.
It's a celebration of all the games we play and all the fun we find within them.
And there's so many more games out there, so we hope you'll share in that conversation with us.
Fun and Games podcast with Matt and Jeff. Find us on certainpov.com or wherever you get your podcasts.
And happy gaming.
CertainPOV.com.